Hi, we're back, and I'm going to walk you through how to make more of a choose your own adventure or nonlinear kind of web quest using Google Forms. I've already done my research, I know my topic. It's going to be an intro topic to the periodic table, and this works well because there's three categories, so that's what they can choose from. So it's going to be at the beginning, it's going to be an overview. It's not really an assessment piece, but a kickoff piece. Okay, so I have all my stuff collected. I just collected it on a Google Doc. Just my find things, I kind of dump them there. And, you can do your research any way you like. Just bookmark things, what have you. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and I'm going to open up a new form. Okay, I'm going to get rid of me so you can watch my screen. And this is going to be an intro to periodic table web quest. Okay. And the first question I always have is full name, and you might want to tell them how you like the name done, just so you can sort things when you get the responses last and then first, but however you like it, and make this required. Okay. There. If you do things by student ID number, you can put that here. If you want to collect emails, maybe it's like one of your first assignments, you can do that here as well. Okay, so we're going to get started. I'm going to add, let's go back to my planning guide. I'm going to start off with this song. That's right. Okay. So I'm going to add that song, which is going to be, so it's going to be a new question. And it's going to involve a YouTube video. Go back to my planning guide, and that's it. So I pop it in here, and there it is. And notice I keep it pretty short, 3 minutes long. Okay, I want the video to come before the question, but after the name, so I can drag that. Notice I just came up to here and dragged it to where I needed it to be. Periodic table song. Figured I'll listen to the song. Notice when you're in teacher mode, you can't play it. So you're gonna be like, oh, it's just a picture, it's not working. No, when you're sending this to your students or whoever you're sending it to, it will show as a video, I promise. Okay, so question, this one's just for fun. I'm gonna have you just reflect on what they thought about the song. So I'm just gonna have that be a longer answer. What did you think about the song? And require. Now, I'm not going to make this one worth any points, but I probably will make some other things points. So at this point, I need to go to settings. So I do want some things to count for points, so I give a little bit of assessment in here. So to do that, I can make this into a quiz, and whether you count it as a quiz category or homework or classwork, that's up to you, but how to make it count for points, you turn it into a quiz. Okay, and then you have some choices. Are you going to let them know what questions they got wrong, point values? Are you going to give them the correct answers? Be careful with that, because if they're one of the first people to do it, they could just give all the correct answers to their friends. So, in this case, since it's an intro thing, I'm going to have missed questions, point values, but not correct answers yet. I also, I like showing the progress bar personally. Let them know how far along they are. So that's something I like to do. And they're not going to submit another response. I only want one response. And since they're using phones, I typically personally allow them to use whatever, if they're logged into their school account, which is what I prefer, great. If not, what have you, as long as I get the work done. So you have some choices there, and done. Okay. Another thing, I guess, before I get along too far, I can go ahead and customize a theme, spruce this up a little bit, choose an image. Okay, I have one that I saved. Let me see if I can find it here. But you can certainly use the themes. Their periodic table. And we'll see how this looks. Sometimes the ones you choose don't look as nice. Let's see if it'll let me be a little larger than that. No? Okay, so maybe I'll just go up to here. And we'll see how that looks. Done. Since it's about the periodic table, we'll see how this picture looks. It's okay. So I'll leave that there as my header. Oh, I can also change the color. Might add a different color. Let's see. It's versatile. Let's see if that'll work. Add. Okay. I know, I'm like the kids. I could spend way too much time trying to make it look pretty. And I'm going to change the font. Okay. So turn it into a quiz so I can gather some point values. Again, that's up to you. I have their full name. I have a little song that's a little fun, a little hook for them. And again, I'm not counting this as points because this is reflection, something I'll read. That's required. Hopefully I don't get a lot of IDK, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so next I'm going to add another question. And go back to my planning guide. And I have a video about the history with Mendeleev. Okay, so back to here. And I'm going to add another video. Go back to my planning guide. God, I should have just captured it before. And let's see. And there it is. Okay, so again, I put the video after the question. I gotta remember to always do the video first, but that's okay. Who made the periodic table? No, let's make it who is credited. The credit for making the periodic table. Okay, and they're going to watch another short video. Again, this one's pretty great. TED Talks are really good. Not the ones necessarily where the people are just, you know, standing and talking and with the screen behind them. This one's more of an animated one. I find those are pretty high engagement. And it tells a story, which I need them to know. Okay, why was men, and this is from the video. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And I can make this one multiple choice. Okay. He created the first periodic table. He predicted the elements not yet discovered. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at 2 for now, and I can always add more. And this one I do want to make for points. So I tell them the answer, points, and required. And yeah, for fun, there's only 2 choices here right now, but I can shuffle the order, makes them have to search for it a little bit more. And I could add more questions about this video, but just for time's sake, I'm going to move on. Go back to my planning guide. There's another video, but I can add that in later. Let's get to the next section. So this was all section 1. This is everything in section 1 up to here. This is what all the students will do. This gives them all a common background, a common starting point, because this is going to be a choose your own adventure. So I'm going to make a new section. Choose your adventure. Okay. And questions. So there are different categories of the periodic table, and I could have them study all of them, and eventually I will. But this is an intro, so I'm going to have them choose one to focus on. Okay. Which category of elements do you want to study? This is going to be the beginning of their choosing their adventure, which is sometimes fun. It gives them a little bit of choice. little bit of control. Which do they like? Okay, so they can be metals, metalloids, and non-metals. Okay. I want to make this multiple choice. It does need to be multiple choice, not checkbox. So when you're doing this, and then I can, it's going to be required, go to section based on answer. Okay, so I need to create these sections. So I need to make 3 sections. Okay. So next, metals. Another section. Alloys. And another section. Non-metals. Okay. So now that I have the 3 sections, and again, they're not going to do all of them. I'm going to go back to here, and if they click on that they want to study metals, I will have them go to metals. Metalloids, metalloids, and non-metals, non-metals. So by clicking on that, it'll send them directly to just the part of that they want to study, or they've chosen to study. And I can add videos and things into each one of these sections. So I'll just show you a little bit of this. So let's say they choose, I don't know, non-metals. Let's go for non-metals. Okay, so for non-metals, I'll go back to my planning guide. And again, I have a whole bunch of stuff that I know I want to do. I have this website I want to learn. I take things from. Okay. So one of the things I like, this has an overview of all. So I'm going to, chalk this up, chunk it for them. Okay, I already have a picture of this, a screenshot of this. All right, I just selected this. Boom. And I want to use that. I like using images. So let's say in here, we're going to add image and upload because I mean, you can search for it, but I'm took a screenshot of what I wanted already. And let's see. Okay. And comparing metals versus non-metals. And then I could ask a question on that. So, which of the following, making them analyze their graphic, their T chart here, which of the following are properties of non-metals. That's their focused. And I'm going to make this checkboxes. This lends itself well. And I could put all these properties in and just choose. So let's say luster, brittle, conducts well, forms anions. And I could add definitely a lot more to that. Okay, so let's go to the answer key. Which ones are nonmetals? Brittle and forms anions. And I'm going to make this point. You can make it 2 points if you wanted to. And since it's 2, I like for checkboxes to always tell them how many. Like, let's not make their life, a total guessing game here. I made this required. And again, I could add more to this. And I could do the same thing for metalloids and metals. I definitely would add material for them to read, videos to watch, and questions. Okay, now to end this out. Okay, so again, one thing you want to change here, I'm going back up to here. When they're done metals, I don't want to continue to the next section, right? I'm going to create one last section, the task. So let's see if that worked. Okay, let me see if I can move this down because I put it in where I did not want it. Gonna let me move? Is this gonna let me move? Let's see. Move section. Okay, there we go. So I can move this section. I put it in the wrong spot. I'm going to move it down because I want this last task section to be at the very end. Okay, so I moved it where I needed it to be. There we go. And let me scroll back down to find it. There we go. Here we go. To task. No matter what they study, they're all going to do a similar task. Okay. They're going to create an element, project, choose an element from the category that you studied in this webquest. And I give them an example. For example, if I studied, let's say, nonmetals, I could choose to do a project on acetylene. Okay, I'll just spell that. Let's see if I get that right. Let's do iodine. Okay. Because iodine's in the nonmetal. Create a Google drawing for poster. If it's, if they're not going to turn it in, then they could just send pick to Google Classroom. And I would add a rubric to this and flesh this out more. Okay, so the last thing when you're choose your own adventures, you want to make sure whatever they chose, they head to that task. So from metals, if they chose metals, I don't want them continuing on the metalloids. I want them to go to task. Metalloids, when they're done, they're going to go do the task. And non-metals, continue to the next section, which is the task, but just in case the order does get changed at some point. Okay, so that'll be the last thing. Okay, so we can preview this just to make sure. This is how a student would see it. Put their name in. Okay, they'd watch the video, see when you're in student mode, the video does play.
And now, ASAP Science presents the elements of the periodic table.
There's hydrogen and helium, then there's
Okay, and hopefully they write something better than what I'm writing. They fill it out. And that's their common ground piece. Here is where they start their adventure. And let's say they want to do non-metals. And let's say metalloids, doesn't matter. Oh, let's non-metals, non-metals. So it takes me right to non-metals. I don't have to study the other two categories. I'll do other work on that. And I can use the infographic, and I would have more questions here. Brittle. Let's try if I get something wrong. Let's see. Okay, and it's going to count that in their score. And then last, I get my assignment, my task. Okay, and I can view score to see that, oh yeah, I got some things wrong. There we go. So it tells me what I got wrong. Okay, so that's how you do the choose your own adventure. I hope this gives you at least an idea of how to get started. And if you have any questions, just let me know.